And again, shout out to Greg Lunt for providing the information. It's a short clip from Gilbert Verdian of Quant. And, we always provide you guys these specific ones, but this is really, really cool. So, like it says, Quant gives banks DeFi, right? Now, why is that? It's like, we talk about DeFi a lot, decentralized finance, but if anything, to hear about the Quant connection, what are the specifics? So, he states, our approach is to take the existing financial system, allow them to easily access DeFi networks, and have more products, more customers, and more markets to serve. This is only about 46 seconds, and then we will come right back.
What I'm seeing is great evolution and use cases coming out of DeFi in terms of custody, in terms of loans, but they're very small and retail focused. If you think of the trillions that the existing financial system does every day, DeFi is just a small drop. It's not that big. But the important thing is, if you take an existing financial institution that has millions of users doing transactions and you enable that to then work with blockchain, automatically you're opening up market access to more customers, more products, and more value. So our approach is to take the existing financial system, allow them to integrate easily to access DeFi networks, and have more products and more customers and more markets to serve.
All right. So shout out to Greg Lunt for always providing the great clips. I refer to these guys as the quote unquote crypto or Quant All-Star team. Quant Papa, Greg Lunt, Quant Toronto. They've been killing it with the particular clips, edits, and so on. A lot of the information we bring to you guys are from them. But the key thing is this: community-driven news from passionate holders of Quant or some of these other ones, right? XRP, you got Crypto Lulu and so on. That is the news you don't see in the mainstream. You know how we always talk about, for instance, mainstream news, and for instance, like a lot of people criticize CNN because they're like, CNN tries to set their own narrative. But when it comes to community-driven news, it's not that we're trying to set our own narrative. We're trying to give accurate news based on what's really going out or going on in the market, and providing you guys the information about the real use case. Mainstream news only wants to report, let's face it, on the negative side of things. The whole market's crashing. Don't get into crypto. So who gets into crypto? Institutional money. Big time. In big ways. And if anything, that's where the real money is basically being made. All right, so we have some new data in regards to specifically Quant. And here it is. Shout out again to Greg Lunt. So it's this right here. States new data after Quant supply on exchanges peaked in June of 2022. 1 million tokens have been pulled off over the last 6 months. And this, of course, credit to this specific person here. Originally, again, community-driven news. Here's the amount of Quant on exchange. And that's really easy to follow. I mean, it's not too bad to say the least. On top of that, shout out to Quant Toronto. When Quant hits 5 digits, 1 million plus holders, and the naysayers now want in. I'm actually going to play this for you because it's, let's face it, right? Got to have a little bit of fun, but it's a visual representation of how kind of like this would look, right? A lot of times, we just look at numbers, but if you want to put in perspective of like a bunch of people jammed in like sardines, well, take a look into this. All right. Yeah, that was something else to say the least. So, I mean, that's the way I look at it. It's like, that is the way when it comes to not just what's going to happen with Quant or XRP, some of these other ones, right? But let's face it, it happened with Bitcoin, right? Nobody got real excited when, Bitcoin was like $5 back in, 2010 when Charlie Shrem of Investor Place came into it, right? No. some people who knew that this stuff was amazing, read the Satoshi white paper, like, wow, Bitcoin is going to be absolutely amazing. So there's only a few of those particular people. And yeah, this thing has turned into a meme thing. You could apply it to almost any type of different crypto out there. That typical meme where it shows the guy at the window to buy, for instance, let's face it, XDC at like 3 cents or under 3 cents, H bar at 4 or 5 cents, something like that, ALBT around the same price levels, LCX right around the same price levels, heck, even Quant. Everybody's complaining about having to spend $111, $112 fluctuates for a full Quant. Again, there's not many people standing at that particular window, right? But when does everybody stand at the window? Is when it hits $1,000 and so on. And if anything, that may seem like it's a bad thing if we're not into these specific ones, but it's a very, very good thing because it triggers FOMO. FOMO is bad for us, but FOMO is great for the asset because things will explode. Anyway, I want to give you guys that visual depiction, to say the least, because it's good stuff. It's good to know about some of these particular things. And I do realize a lot of people who watch us for quant coverage. Here it is. Shout out to this new person, QNT Shawnee at Quant Shawnee. Has a pretty decent following. He follows Quant H bar, INJ, Link, XDC, EGLD. So he has some very, very good picks. He states, not only does Quant have 33% less supply than Bitcoin, which is true, it currently has 99% of its max supply in circulation. Yeah. Jaw open, wide open, meaning virtually no more Quant will be released. That's a good point. People have been pointing out to me, Max, CMC is not reporting that, the right figures of, basically the total supply being part of this. I guess you could say the circulating supply. Again, I want to double check that a little bit more, but it says 5-digit coin in the making, matter of time only. Well, we're at 3 digits, right? $111 roughly. 4 digits would be the 1,000+ mark. 5 digits is anything about 10,000. So when I come out with a thumbnail and it says, 100x, 1,000x, it's not like we're not going to achieve some of that. Anyway, here's some of those particular figures again. We'll blow that up. Available supply 14.5 million, total supply 14.6 million, max supply is the same. All right, getting a little bit more further into some particular quant coverage that we still have. I want to state this because this gets brought up quite a bit. And that is, the whole thing of, Max, I heard that Chainlink isn't ISO 222. Why isn't it? Well, don't ask me why. I mean, I'm not the guy who makes the rules, but, it would make sense that Link would be wanting to at least be part of that mix. Can we all agree on this? If Chainlink was ISO 222 compliant, and on top of that was part of the cheat sheet, if you will, I think, if anything, that would help Link trend that much more. But it's also to the point, kind of like maybe they look at it as though, our utility speaks for itself and we're good with that. We don't have to be quote unquote compliant. But anyway, this gets brought up quite a bit. Chainlink versus Quant. And of course, I'm not bashing Link. I think there's opportunity there. I just think there's that much more opportunity when it comes to Quant. And it's not even close. So it says, I'm still perplexed by the us versus them of these two. They are really designed to do different things. And in reality, when it comes to all this, let's face it, first is Bitcoin Maxis versus Quant. Now, of course, there's this. It says, I invest in both because it's just that. You never thought investing could have size. If you win, if you lose, you lose. That's investing, basically. Now, I'm going to blow this up. It says Chainlink and Quant Network are both blockchain networks. Well, in reality, when it comes to Quant, the overledger, right, it's more of an operating system. But yes, it is a blockchain network because it brings all these other blockchains together on that particular network. Okay, so that does make sense. It says, but the programming differences stems from the type of blockchain used by each platform. For example, Chainlink is built on the Ethereum blockchain and is a decentralized Oracle network that provides external data to blockchain contracts. So you got to think about that for a moment. That is actually true. On top of that, when it comes to Quant's overledger, right, we know that Quant's overledger it says blockchain. It's not really a blockchain. Is a multi-chain network. That particular part is right, because not a blockchain. It says allowing programs to easily access and interact with multiple blockchains. Chainlink, on the other hand, is a decentralized system of nodes that allows developers to connect smart contracts to real-world data, while Quant Network is permission multi-chain interoperability, right? They're basically their slogan, if you will. And their particular multi-chain interoperability network allows developers to interact with multiple blockchains. So this was really well done. And if anything, I was impressed with it. It gets a like, and I'm even retweeting to get this out because this is something that gets brought up quite a bit.